Morning folks, Massey Dave, hope you're all well. Thank you for your comments and likes and new subscribers. As you know, we do 3 videos a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays of whatever happens here. Anyway, back to this one. Yesterday, nice and hard. We're just going to have the DA, sand it back a little bit, take the high spots off, put a little bit of filler in the front there, just where it's a bit imperfection, and then get a bit of primer on it and a bit of Ford Tractor grey on there just to tidy it up. So let's get sanding down. So we sanded back, got a bit of filler smudged in there. We'll let that to go and dry off for a bit. And we've got something else that's turned up to deal with. Little donkey box. A little bit of damage there, but that's not the problem. This is the problem. The side is coming adrift from the rest of it. Joy. How are we going to fix this? Inside. This is where the horse can stand. And you can see that gap down there. That's basically the side of the lorry coming off. And I expect that was just held on with a bit of sealer and a few screws. So yeah, I'll have to think about this one a minute. As I suspected, the panel is just bonded on to the side box metal, and then probably a few screws back through that way. So my only option is, without buggering paintwork up on this, clean that up, put some sealer in there, see if I got some aluminium strip to run down here that I can screw the whole lot all the way back through with, hopefully, if I got it, a rubber fender strip to go over the top. Make it look tidy, but at least that will fix it back on. So let's go and have a look for some parts. It's a good start so far. I've had a root around in my stores. Guess what I found? I have a roll of rubber back from my days of when I used to build these things. See that there rubber profile? And I got the aluminium carrier to go on it. And I got 2 end caps. So yeah, we can measure this bit up to fit in there like that. And we can put some bloody great big screws in, lots of them, and a bit of sealer, put it back together. I like it when a plan comes together. We got that just held on with 2 small screws where we want it to be. We're going to find, no, actually we'll drill a load of holes through. Really take some big self tappers, put a load of sealer in the back, screw it on tight, and put the rubber on. Job done. Sounds simple. Well, it is, but if you know. We have a visitor at a very early hour of the morning.
I am not awake.
Oh dear. Graham.
Up with Dave.
Good to see you, mate.
Oh, I don't know about that.
So you've made it all the way from Sweden in a van.
Yes, yes, it went brilliant until we got off the boat.
Oh
and
dear.
then we got the 5th degree from customs, which took 45 minutes
to
clear. Then the M25 was partially closed.
Oh.
Diverted onto the M26, which was totally closed. You couldn't get onto it.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
It was raining, it was dark as anything, it was foggy. Tried to come through the back of Brand's Hatch, but they're putting in a water main.
Oh dear.
And working at night.
Yeah.
Got totally lost. Eventually got back on the 25. The M3 was partially closed last night. The M4 was partially closed. And part of the 323 was partially closed.
Well, I think we better go and put the kettle on.
I think that would be a good idea.
Well, he's brought some goodies over from Sweden. 1104 bonnet. The old tin worm's seen better days. I wonder if we can try and make something. We can give it a go.
Yep.
See if we make something a bit prettier. We've got the rest of the bits over there. Get my finger out of the way. I think we can probably do something there for you, Graham.
Yeah,
I got a spare 5 minutes.
If anybody can do it, I know you can. As I say, there's no hurry for it, Dave.
Yeah.
It can be 12 months, 18 months, it's not a problem because the tractor has to be sorted out first. But that'll be on the list after the Land Rover's up and running.
Yeah, like you say, it's seeing slightly better days there. Good to catch up with Graham, talking about 1200, 1250 stuff. He'll be back in a week or so's time. He's doing a range of the country, going and visiting some of his old pals from back in the days of Massey's, Fords, etc. So we've been back on this thing, and they got this all screwed on. Dose of sealer in behind everything, top and bottom, and some flipping great big long screws through into the steelwork. So that is now solid. So let's cut some rubber and put in. Job done. I'm going to put this rubber on because you got rubber hooks there that got to go inside that, and a rubber hook on the outside that's got to go over that. So plenty of lubrication, as in soapy water. But we're a third of the way there. Then we've just got to hook the lips over the top and the bottom. There we go. No more. Flap inside. Secured. And even if I say so myself, I think that looks quite tidy and not out of place. Job done. Alright, let's get in here and get these bolts in this drive shaft while we're waiting for a bit of primer to dry up there. Note to self, watch where you put your face. I've just been clubbing myself on the chin on that, and now I've got a very cut lip. Ouch, that hurts. Taste of blood. Finally, I got all 8 in, but my lip hurts a bit, to say the least. Bit of a bugger, but there we go, that's done. When you remember you've got a tiny little spray gun, not very big, but ideal for what I want to do in a minute. Say ideal when you don't want to have a lot of paint, but I say just got one coat put onto that. Not looking too bad from what it was. I've been rudely interrupted by my neighbour next door and his Land Rover that wouldn't start. I think it's a dodgy immobiliser thing. I said get a new battery for it. We got it running anyway. So we've got that done up there now. Looking quite tidy. So let's wait for another couple of parts because we've got to replace a couple of bits around this side. Valve there, the end's at it, and the same with that one. So hopefully they should be here later today. Then this job's done. But I'm pleased with that. That looks respectably tidy up there from what it was. Jobs are good. Oh, while I'm waiting for those valves for that, I bet I'll start making some more parts. Clamps for the rear lights. I mean, there's a pair there we've made. So, template of a bit there. Got to chop some of those up. Real got a dose of these chopped up. Big one, small ones. Other plates there. So let's chop some bits up, drill some holes, and start making stuff. I've got these bits folded up with the angles on the end, and it's a special tooling I made up to make them round. So let's get as far as we can with that, then we have to do the rest in the vise. There's one I've got formed so far in my press, and then we turn it into that. I'm not going to show you how I do it because that's one of my secrets, how we get that to that. That's those made. I need a bit of shot blast on that one, but we'll soon do that in the cabinet. Got those bits there, got those bits there. Need to get a hole drill through that. A nut welded on the back. And make up these bits. Quite simple to do. And yeah, just weld it all together. But we've had some parts turn up. Me smile, 2 tap things. Let's open it up, get them out. There they are. 2 brass tappy thingies to go in there and there. But I think I'm going to put this outside and do it out there because I don't want to make a more mess of water on the floor. Well, that's one of them out. Little bugger. I'm not sure that one's going to be quite as easy because this hose is in the way, so that hose might have to come off to get the thing to twist round. So at least we can do one at the moment. So let's get a bit of tape round that and put it in. I'd say that one's a little bit awkward to get anything on it, but brain thinks crow's foot spanner and a bit of leverage with a bit of pipe. Hopefully we can get them unscrewed. Nothing. Straightforward. To get that one out, I've now got to take the inlet manifold off because you can't twist it round because it catches up on the top under there. Ah, joy. So yeah, dose of bolts to remove. Some you can't get the sockets on because the injector pipes are in the way there and back there. Ah, God, it needs to just come out and go up like not a lot. Got it in there. eventually. What a bloody faff to do that was. There we go. I'm going to walk away, finish this tomorrow. I've had enough for today. Morning, folks. It's Thursday morning. Bit dull, bit damp. Not overly warm. Lost the enthusiasm yesterday. Didn't really want to get out of bed this morning. Anyway, back here on the Ford. Got the hoses back on. I just found one major flaw with the parts that were supplied from Ford for these heater valves. That's the head to the tap. Now, here's the problem. That one fitted on yesterday, but the size of the tap handle, you can't bloody turn it. And with that one on there, it don't exactly want to fit. It's too big. We're gonna have to come up with a cunning plan. I think I'm gonna have to cut some of this down to make it a little small T-handle. Joy. The problems. We got that one sorted. That one, you can actually turn it and lock it off. He's closed up now, so that will just turn to open and close. That one, fortunately, he was already wide open, so he will go in and shut off. So you can get away with that one. So that's fully closed, so at least we can open it up, so it will work. But that one, yeah, not enough room, but we've overcome it. Back on this one, I spent a bit of time going checking a few bits and pieces. I went to put that union there in, which is like a return through into the top of the gearbox. I find that the pipe I put on, which I also had two sets made up, they put the wrong end on there. That don't fit on the union. Thankfully, I got the other one upstairs. So we got that one swapped over, so at least the oil can return in. I'm hopefully going to try and fire this up for the first time. Let's see if we got any leaks anywhere. That's the objective. And if there is, we can deal with them. Well, we can get to everything without the cab in the way, without the wheels in the way. So it worked well last time because we did find a couple unions done up. So yeah, we'll crank it over first a few times, make sure everything works, and then we'll fire it up. Now, obviously, we haven't got any of the steering connected. That's the return pipe from the orbital, but this is the pipe from the pump and the valve, which is going straight back in the top of the tank. So at least we've got a circuit on that one, because obviously the other two pipes here, which are for the ram up to the orbital, are yeah, not connected yet. So yeah, well, I think everything's in place, hopefully. It's got the oil pressure gauge connected at the engine. Good job I remember that one, because if we fired it up, we would have oil spewing out of there. So oil pressure gauge on there, visible place to see. We know we've got good oil pressure on this because we've had this one running when it was on the stand. I think we're nearly there. Oh, sorry, let's just try it. Let's crank it over. We've got the stopped at the moment. Let's see what happens. See if we've got some life. That's a good start. That's a very good start. Obviously things in the gearbox are turning, so we've got oil come up round there. Positive. I'm gonna have a coffee first. There it goes. See what happens. Get it started, be ready to turn it off. Well, obviously we've got a bit of sloshing oil there, spewing out of that. So we know there's oil pumping around that one. I think I'll get a cover and put on there, stop that making a mess. Might be a sensible idea. Got that shoved on. Let's give it another go. You have a little bit of oil there. Where's that coming from? Oh, off that off there. Get the right size spanner. Doesn't look as though I've tightened the union up enough. Oh well, there's one. And the arms have gone up. Positive for a start. That's not spinning at the moment. Yeah, called it out. What's happening now? Hey, that works. A3. Living and breathing. Result. Diff lock circuit. Obviously, we haven't got that pipe tight because we have oil here, so let's flow in the right way there. I'm happy. A couple of little oil leaks on pipes, not done units up. Link arms work, PTO works. We have pressure in the system on the hydraulics. Obviously, it's pumping oil for the diff lock, so we know that side's working. Anyway, no Massey Penny today. She's still not feeling great from her little hospital thing the other day. But she's doing her best to do the kids, get them to school, feed them. Yeah, but she's just tired, so not in today. Hopefully she might be back tomorrow. But I said, do what you need to do, get yourself right. Anyway, coffee time. That's some stock turn up, finally. Hydraulic draw cables for the early ones with the smaller cables. Ones for the later ones with the bigger ends on. And some new PTO cables. All here. So next week we can sort out some bits to go for people. But I need a pair of these for myself and one at home. Anyway, we topped up that with oil, put another 8 litres in the back, 2 litres in the front, because obviously pipework's now filled up. So we'll set to another tidy up because we might be able to get the wheels back on this soon, now everything's running, and get it back on its feet. Another happy customer departing on his way. Let's get set to and get some new battery cables made for this one. So we've got crimp cable. We'll do like we did the last one, we'll run an earth from here back to the battery as well, rather than just relying on earth to chassis and then the battery to the chassis. So at least we've got good amps, good connection for the starter. Battery cables there sorted, running around. Been round, we've checked all the axle bolts, made sure they're tight. We just rerouted this pair of cables through the sleeve. So they're out the way. We've got a clamp in there. I think we can probably get the top cover in, bolted in place. Yeah, been ticking away quite nicely this morning. I'm pleased. We're good progress with this. We're chipping away quietly. We've got the back panel here, got the bolts in, not tightened up yet. The original chain holding the top link. That covers on there, so hopefully we can flip that over and make sure they line up and we can tighten those bolts up. That's looking more like it on the back end now. Panels in place, the grid's on the top. Nuts and shiny bolts and things. Like I say, we managed to get that to fit onto the trailer socket lights, but that'll be a job for another day. It's looking like we might get the wheels on it and get it on its feet. I just don't think there's too much else I need to do to tighten up and sort out. Once the wheels are on, we can think about getting the cab put on there. And it'll be taking shape. Folks, I'm going to let that do for today. I'm going to do some paperwork and get tea cooked, etc. and get ready for tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Hit the old sub button, drop us a comment, I'll get back to you. Sorry if people try to ring me for parts, I'll get to it, but this is my priority, working on the customers in here. So parts, things, it's all in hand. I've got stuff, I'll sort it out. I'll have a day next week hopefully and get that side of things up together. So I've got a mountain of paperwork to do, end of the month, bills to pay, you name it. So hopefully tomorrow Massey Penny's back in. I hope we might get the wheels on this. So like I said, thanks for watching. Drop us a comment and we'll see you soon. Laters.